Okay, let me talk about the collision, the comparison between neutral gas and plasma. The neutral gas, what I mean is pretty much like an ideal gas that is just basically, you can think it as elastic balls bouncing against each other. So as you can see that if it's like two balls hitting on each other, then will bounce out like this. On the other hand, the plasma, if you have an electron or same charge, electron charge, it will be like this because it's repulsive. But if the electron ion, then it will be attractive. So that's one of the difference. And also, the collision seems to be like if you have a collision with one particles, then that won't influence its surroundings. By that, what I mean is if you collide one particle to another, then that particle moves, but it doesn't changing the whole setup, the whole background. So it will more or less looks like a zigzag line for one if you trace one particle. On the other hand, the plasma will be if you collide on one particles and the particle move, since the electric force and magnetic and the Lorentz force will make the whole background reset or change. So in a way that means the complicated behavior of the plasma will make the trajectory of one particle that you want to trace a little bit more smooth, things like that. So for the range of force, what I mean by range of force is the impact parameter, or for this we can think about the radius of the disk, the hitting disk or the target. You can think the cross section. For the ideal gas or neutral gas, we will have around about the size in the order of the size of the atom. So because it's like elastic ball, like the two elastic ball hit against each other, so you don't see any other external force, long range force acting on it. On the other hand, the range of force on plasma is based on the electric force. You can think with certain range, it works. It will be E squared over B, and due to the Boltzmann distribution. That's for the reference. You can check on the Debye shielding. So phi over T is roughly 1. Combine those two equations, you'll end up having E squared over BT is somewhere in the order of 1. Then we'll have the collision parameter B. Collision parameter, the radius of will be E squared over T, which is in the order of T to the -1, which makes sense because if the plasma become hotter, then the shielding range will become smaller. So outside of that range, the particle won't feel the force. So let's calculate the collision frequency, which is the interesting part. Let's try to review the collision theory. So first things first, we know the thermal velocity is T over m. Square root T over m, and the cross section, the disk, of course, will be pi b squared. Is basically the circle with a radius of b. So that's become the target. The mean free path is the length of the particle that can move freely without a single collision. So the time of we can think it as within that certain volume, there will be only one particle. So pretty much the average volume that one particle occupies is mean free path multiplied by the target area. which makes sense in a way. So basically, this is the area that one particle occupies, and the collision time is the mean free path over the thermal velocities. Thinking about the particle moving basically in any direction, but any direction will have particles. So it will go to a certain distance, on average, a certain distance, and then have statistically having a collision. So based on the theory we form, we combine all the equations. We will have the collision frequency 1 over tau. It will be square root t over m multiplied by n multiplied by pi b squared. Since b is intrinsic for neutral gas, because it's the size of around the range of size of the atom, so it's not dependent on temperature. So we ended up having the collision frequency for neutral gas is around t square root t, or t to the 1/2 power. On the other hand, the plasma, we use the same formula here, but the B is different. B is E squared over T. We plug that in. We want to have square root T over m dot n dot pi E cube divided by T squared. Keep in mind, I'm talking about hydrogen collision. Of course, if you have an electron ion collision with some heavier atoms, for instance, helium, then it will be 4 E cube, because you have to have a Z squared here for electron ion collision. And ion will be Z cube. Basically Q1 squared, Q2 squared. So you want to end up finding that the collision frequency is T to the negative 3/2. So what that means is, the higher the temperature is for neutral gas, it's more likely to collide. On the other hand, for plasma, the higher the temperature is, it's less likely to collide. So that is a very important knowledge for plasma, because for fusion, for instance, the high inside of the core actually is less collisional. You can use ideal MHD to solve for the core-like mode. And for collision, ion collision versus electron collision is proportional to 1 over square root 1 over m. So the nu I over nu e is proportional to square root me over mi. So ion collision is less likely to happening because of the mass of the electron is in the order of 1,000 less than the proton.